Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Cecilia for those who are here for the first time, and I'm so happy and grateful that you decided to join me as we'll be discussing the topic preparation before a breakthrough, preparation before a blessing, before that miracle, before that gift, before that desire. Are we ready to receive? That is the message that I have for you today. I'm just a messenger. Are we ready to receive? I know most of us are praying. Most of us are meditating, are fasting. Most of us are manifesting. Are we ready to receive? Are we really prepared to receive? We're going to get our theme of today from the book of Jeremiah 29 verse 11, which says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, the plans to prosper you and not to harm you, the plans to give you hope and a future." Are we ready to receive? In this theme, let's underline the word prosper. It's a verb coming from prosperity. And let's underline the word not harm us. Most of us, we are praying for a desire, for a gift. And remember, God can see everything. He is the beginning and the end. He's the Alpha and the Omega. He can see where we are and where we are going. Are we ready? Are we prepared to receive the gift that we want? Will the gift bring us pleasure, or it will bring us trouble, or it will bring us hardship or suffering? Are we ready to receive? Are we ready to steward that gift that we are asking for? In the horticulture practice, they prune a tree in order to ensure that they get a bumper harvest, meaning they reap more. And by pruning, they normally cut off the dead branches. And that pruning assists in stimulating growth, assists in increasing airflow, and also for the sun to penetrate that tree. And once that tree has received all those benefits, it grows better and it brings out the best harvest. They call it bumper harvesting, meaning harvesting that is outside the natural norm. Are we ready to receive? Again, the goldsmith, in order to ensure that when they sell their gold, their gold gets to be valued higher, it increases in value. They take it to be, they take it to go and refine it first, so that they can remove the impurities. By refining, they put it inside hot fire. After that hot fire, the impurities are removed so that the gold can get purer. And once it is pure, it sells better. They get to generate more money from that sale. Are we ready to receive? I'm going to take you to Jesus. Jesus was baptized. Immediately after his baptism, he was taken by the angels to the desert, to the wilderness. He stayed for 40 days and 40 nights without food. And during that time, he was being tested by the devil. Imagine, after 40 days and 40 nights, you are finished, you are vulnerable. And there comes the devil. He starts testing you. Are we prepared enough? Can we be tested and still be strong? And still show faith, show belief, show trust in the Lord? Are we ready? Can we pass the test of the devil? We also see Elijah in 1 Kings verse 17 and 18. Elijah is being sent by God to go and wait in the wilderness, in the desert. And there he was being fed by the ravens. They gave him food, and there was a stream of water where he was getting the water to drink. And there came a time where the water got finished, because in Israel they were experiencing drought, and it was affecting even the nearest areas. Even where Elijah was, they started to experience that dryness. And God said to Elijah, he must go to the nearest town, wherein he will get a widow. That widow will provide him with food. Getting there, the widow started complaining that I do not have food. I've got only a little for me and my son. But Elijah promised that woman that your food won't be diminished. That was Elijah's first test after being brought back from the wilderness. He had to believe, to have faith, and to trust that God will provide for them. And indeed, God provided for them. After that first test, Elijah was sent back to Israel, where the prophets of God were being killed. And Elijah had to challenge Ahab, that the king who was leading Israel at that time. And the same Ahab believed in Baal. His deity was Baal. And Elijah challenged the prophets of Baal. And he said, he is alone, and they must bring their prophets, and they should see who's praying the real God. Because that the God they are praying to, Baal, must ensure that they light a fire without a lighter. And they must only pray for the fire to burn without even doing anything. Elijah's fire burned, but Baal's prophet's fire did it. And because of that, Elijah had that faith, belief, and trust that God will intervene. God will ensure that the fire gets burnt. And unfortunately, the prophet of Baal, their fire didn't burn. So this is an indication that you must have faith, you must believe, and you must trust in order for your manifestation to be realized, in order for your gift to be received. Are we ready? Are we prepared? We go now to the Israelites. They were praying, fasting, meditating, doing all the rituals, asking God to take them out of Egypt into back home. God did agree. He sent Moses to take them out of Egypt into the promised land, where they will receive milk and honey. That's what we are told. There we see the Israelites, after being taken out of Egypt, they started groaning, complaining, because they lacked the trust, because they lacked the belief, because they lacked faith. We hear that God was not happy with their behavior. We know that they started creating their own idols because they didn't believe in God. And instead of that trip having taken 11 days, that trip from Egypt to the promised land, it took them 40 years because they were wild. They were stiff-necked. They didn't believe. They didn't have faith. And some died. They didn't get to see the promised land. They died in the wilderness. And the wonderful thing about their preparation was that food was provided to them. Water was provided to them. They didn't run short of food. They didn't run short of clothes. They didn't run short of water. They were provided for. But they were groaning, complaining. They didn't have trust. Do we have the trust that we will receive? Do we have the trust that we will get the blessing that we're asking for? The belief, the faith. What is faith? Faith is an assurance of things we hope for, a conviction of things we do not see. Do we have the faith that God will provide that gift that we are praying for? Are we ready? At times, we are not ready to surrender. God is waiting for us to give up something for Him to bring in the gift, But we don't want to relinquish the attachment that we have, the thing that we are holding on to. We don't want to let go. We want God to deliver first, and that's not how it works. In most cases, God will first wait for you to relinquish, to let go, to detach from that thingy. And there will be a waiting period before God can bring in the gift that we are asking for. And the wonderful thing about it is that God will ensure that the gift that you are praying for is even huge than what you are expecting. You might be expecting to receive only a car, but God will provide you maybe a car and relocation to the best place wherein you didn't even imagine yourself staying there, where there's all the necessaries. So are we ready to let go, to relinquish, to surrender? God is telling us that at times we must be taken and be refined in that hot fire, or being pruned like that tree, in order to get rid of those limiting beliefs that we have, because we cannot receive that gift if we are not going to be able to steward that gift. And for us to be able to steward the gift properly, we must first be taken into that fire and be refined, or be taken to be pruned by that gardener. Are we ready? Because that's God's way of preparing us for the gift, so that it must not come and bring in turmoil, hardship, suffering, pain. Because God can see everything. He can see the beginning up until the end. If that gift at that time, you are not ready for it, it might bring you turmoil. It might bring you suffering. Are we ready? Are we ready to receive, good souls? That's the message for today. But if you are ready, we must know that we might have to go to that hot fire and be refined. We might have to be pruned first. By pruning might mean you might have to leave certain people behind. The door that you have to get into is only for you. You have to leave some of your friends behind, because that door is reserved for you. Some of your family members must be left behind, because that door is only reserved for you. Are you ready? Are we prepared to get into that door? Or we still want to bring in all those people who are actually a hindrance? God can see that these people, you might be ready, but these people that you are bringing in are not ready. Are you ready? Are you prepared to go into that door alone? Good people, good souls, this is my message for you today. And I hope you've benefited something from this message. And If you find it you are finding it helpful, please share with friends. And if you didn't subscribe, subscribe and hit the like button in order to receive a notification once the video has been uploaded. Hit the bell. YouTube will notify you when a new video has been uploaded. I thank you, I thank you, I thank you.